All right, have you ever wondered why some people seem to be crap magnets? They just attract a bunch of crap. And then other people are luck magnets and they attract the money, the love, the success, the health. In this video, I'm gonna break down Dr. Joe Dispenza's magic formula to train your brain to actually become a magnet to get what you want quicker, faster, and easier into your life. Big idea number one is to realize that your outer world, your bank account, your love life, your health, whatever it is that creates your life circumstances, that is a mirror reflection of how your brain has been trained and habitually programmed. Your brain creates a mirror that reflects the circumstances of your life, but you can change it. Let's have Dr. Joe Dispenza explain it.
Well, a habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. A habit is when you've done something so many times that your body now knows how to do it better than your mind. So if you think about it, people wake up in the morning, they begin to think about their problems. Those problems are circuits of memories in the brain. Each one of those memories are connected to people and things at certain times and places. And if the brain is a record of the past, the moment they start their day, they're already thinking in the past. Each one of those memories has an emotion. Emotions are the end product of past experiences. So the moment they recall those memories of their problems, they all of a sudden feel unhappy, they feel sad, they feel pain. Now, how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So the person's entire state of being when they start their day is in the past. So what does that mean? The familiar past will sooner or later be predictable future.
That is so profound, but it's really easy to just overlook that your brain can be an artifact of the past or a roadmap to the future. I can vividly remember sitting on the dirt hill above the famous Swami's Beach in Encinitas, California. I was broke, I didn't know what to do, how to do it, I couldn't get any momentum, and I came across Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And I was able to see that the reason that I wasn't successful, the reason that I did not have what I wanted, wasn't because I wasn't capable. It was because my brain had memorized a certain habit, and that habit was playing itself out as a predictable future. And I realized that instead of living from an artifact of the past, I could actually make it a roadmap to the future. And this leads us into big idea number two, to actually turn your brain into a roadmap of the future. So let's have Dr. Joe Dispenza explain the science behind how you can do it.
The latest research in neuroplasticity tells us we're not hardwired to be a certain way for the rest of our lives. The latest research in epigenetics says we're not doomed by our genes, that in fact we're marvels of adaptability and change. So as a person started to contemplate and think about who do I want to be when I open my eyes, what would it be like to be happy? What would it be like to live a new life? The frontal lobe is looking out into the landscape of the entire brain because it has connections to the entire neocortex, and it's got to resolve the problem. So it starts calling up different networks of neurons that are relevant to the question based on the knowledge the person learns or the experiences that they had, and it begins to seamlessly piece together this new understanding, and that's called intention. And so if you're reading a book about how to become more happy, or if you're reading a book on how to be a leader in your life, or you're studying the process, every time you learn something new, you add new connections to your brain. So now you have the raw materials for you to imagine even more. The act of mentally rehearsing begins to install the neurological hardware in your brain to look like it's already happened. Now, the brain is typically a record of the past, but the moment we install the neurological hardware, it becomes a map to the future. And you keep doing that, the hardware becomes a software program.
Now, obviously, that is absolutely profound, beautiful, and scientifically proven that you can turn your brain into a magnet for what you want. But you might be like me, And I'm wondering, well, how did I do that? And I'm reading Dr. Joe Dispenza's book years ago. I'm sitting on this cliff trying to piece everything together, and it reminds me of Neville Goddard. And Neville Goddard used to say to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And this leads us into big idea number 3. Don't wait for what you want to create the feeling of accomplishment. Create the feeling of accomplishment within yourself first. And Dispenza poses a question. He says, can you give thanks for a future that has not been made manifest yet? Now, let's have Dr. Joe Dispenza explain, how do you actually create the feeling before you have it?
And then these people didn't wait for their wealth or their health to feel gratitude and to feel empowered or to feel love, a love for life. They began to feel those emotions ahead of the experience. And their body, as the unconscious mind, doesn't know the difference between the experience in their life that creates the emotion and the emotion that they're creating by thought alone. The body's believing it's living in the future, in the present moment. And the stronger the emotion that they felt, the more they're going to pay attention to the thoughts they're thinking. And now all of a sudden, they're changing their biology from living in the past present reality to living in the future present reality.
Now for me, this is where it all tied together. I'd sit there and read this book over and over and over, and then once my mind would get bored, I would listen to a success hypnosis that I created for myself. I have a free success hypnosis right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's my free success hypnosis to actually start to train your brain for what you want, right? Because what I realized studying Dispenza is that my brain and my body are extensions of my subconscious mind. And I've habitually memorized a pattern. And my pattern was, I was a failure as an author, my YouTube channel wouldn't blow up, I couldn't get speaking gigs. That I had memorized that. So what I would do is listen to a success hypnosis, I'd turn it on, and I'd close my eyes and I'd ask myself that one Dispenza question over and over. That one question, can I give thanks for a future that has not been made manifest yet? A lot of people ask, like, am I doing visualization right? Am I being a success at it? Is this good? Is this bad? The only question that we really need to ask is, am I giving thanks for a future that has not been made manifest yet? And the craziest thing started happening. I started actually feeling grateful that it had happened, that my YouTube channels had went viral, that I was getting my books translated into other languages, that they were published books, and all this stuff started happening. Out of nowhere, I get a TEDx talk opportunity that leads to my first self-published book selling tens of thousands of copies. Then Penguin Random House, the #1 English publishing company in the world, picking me up for a few books, then getting mentored by Bob Proctor, then going on this huge speaking tour, then my YouTube channel almost now at a million subscribers. Like, all these things that seemed insane started happening. And the crazy thing is, the exact same thing can happen for you if you can turn your brain into a roadmap for the future. So I suggest that you check out my free success hypnosis right there down below. And whenever you start to put this into play, just bring it back to one question. Can I give thanks for a future that has not been made manifest yet? And when you enter the feeling of gratitude and excitement and appreciation of that, that sparks the new cells. That changes the brain, or as Dispenza said, that's what breaks the habit of being yourself. And it actually opens up to really a whole new possibility. You basically realize that you're superhuman and that all limitations that you thought you had were really just self-imposed. So hope you liked today's video. If you do, make sure you smash the like button on this video. Give me a comment down below that says, I love this video. If you haven't yet, I'm going to link down below Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. One of my favorite books that changed my life. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed today's video. Check out my free success hypnosis, jakeshypnosis.com, and I'll see you on the next one.